Hello there, this is Amanda Thickk. Thank you for joining this solo episode of In the Thick of It. I want to get into mental health. I want to get into what is a high value man, what is a high value woman. This might be a heavy conversation today, and so if you are here more for the lighthearted or sexy, then maybe come back on a different episode. I wanted to bring this up for a few reasons. One, every time I'm on the internet, I see, this is what high value men do. Or I see, this is how to be a high value woman so you can get the guy. Like, it's just a lot of this lingo that I find to be divisive. It's just one more thing for us to feel shitty about, that, oh, I don't do those things, so I guess I'm not a high value person. I understand the intention. If you are trying to help people or guide them into being a high value person, that's not a bad thing, right? You're teaching them how to better themselves. I also want people to learn how to tap into themselves so that you can see, okay, maybe I don't do all of these things that others consider to be high value. So how do I find my own value? How do I build myself up so that I can see value in me? As an example, considering that I am in the sex industry, the world at large does not look at me as a high value woman. But I do look at myself as a high value woman. I am a good mother. I do my best to be a good person. I try to be a good listener because I actually care when I'm having a conversation with somebody. The traits that I value as a human, I do my best to embody them. So in my mind, I'm a high value person. But when I listen to the internet, and I'm like, this is what high value women do. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Or, oh, this is high value men and only high value men like high value women. And I'm like, oh, so I guess I'm going to sit this one out too. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. And so this is where I want to tap into why I care about this. I have so many conversations online, offline, and I will say that almost everybody I talk to are struggling with their mental health. They're struggling with depression. They're struggling with loneliness. They're struggling with feeling like they're enough. They're struggling maybe financially or with their relationships, in their families, with themselves, their health, whatever the case may be. It's really easy to feel like you're failing. I feel like that all the time. I feel like that all the time. And I have found ways to pull myself out of those moments that feel very heavy and very dark. And I'm going to share those with you. So this is not all just heavy conversation. I want to target 5 specific things in this conversation that I feel can help anybody dealing with this kind of thing and with mental health. I have a personal story about this. So I had a member of my family who made the choice to leave. I was on vacation. It was a vacation that I had wanted to take for like 5 years. And it was Costa Rica in Pura Vida, which means pure life. I know my accent wasn't that great. Sorry for those of you who speak Spanish. Pura Vida. Pure life. I was in the country of pure life, and a family member of mine took his own. And I remember getting on the phone, like, do I need to come home? What's going on? What do I do? And they were like, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that can be done. Just, we're going to deal with what we have to deal with now. And, when you come back and it's fine. And it was, I was on that trip with a friend who gave me all the space and all the understanding and hugs and all the things, and it was very healing to be floating in an ocean every night, watching the sunset every night in a country that its motto is pure life. when I'm grieving the loss of somebody that I love. And I also recently lost one of my best friends, not for that same reason. It was cancer. She'd gotten it. It went away. She came back. And this was one of my best friends. And it's been about 1.5 years since she passed. And I look at her picture every day. I have a picture of her on my desk. So while I'm over there editing porn, I'm looking at my friend's beautiful face, who happened to be very, very religious. I'm going to back up for 2 seconds. I met her through church when I was a devout Mormon. Yes, y'all heard that correctly. Oh, let me dry my eyes. I met her at church when I was a Mormon, and I was her visiting teacher. So those of you who are of understanding of the Mormon faith, that basically means somebody in the church who is assigned to kind of check on you and, check on your welfare. And so I was assigned to make sure she was all right. And she was dodging me so hard. She's like, oh, it's one of those goody two shoes. And I'm like, no, bitch, I'm not a goody two shoe. Even when I was a goody two shoe, I was never a goody two shoe. So I just kept hounding her. I'm like, yo, hey, what's up? Hey. Dodging me, are ya? Hey. And I called her out on it. I was like, I know you're dodging me. She's like, yeah, I am. I said, I know. So when are we going to fucking hang out? Except I don't think I said fucking, because I was a good girl at the time. But we became really good friends. And she kind of drifted away from the church for a period of time, and then she came back to it. So by the time that she passed, she was very, very religious, very devout in her religion and her family and all of those things. And she never judged me. She loved me all the same. She didn't give a flying frickety frack fuck what I was doing. And that to me is like what it was all about. I'm like, this is why I love you, because you love without condition. It's so hard to find that at times in this world. And so I'm very sad that she's gone. And I bring this all back so that though it wasn't her choice to leave, when I've ever had a heavy thought, a dark thought, when depression hits me and I wonder, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm in porn and the world hates me. They love you and they hate you, and it's a whole lot of all of it. And I really do come down on myself sometimes. And then I think, what kind of greedy bitch would take herself out when this other woman over here didn't have a choice and she doesn't get to watch her kids grow up? I get to be here every day. I get to open my eyes. And even if that means I get to look up and think, what a fucking mess I have to clean up. What a sticky situation I have to deal with. What an empty wallet I have to look at. Whatever the problems are, you still get to be here. I still get to be here. And I bring this up today because I've had so many conversations with you, people online, people in real life who are going through all kinds of shit. And I just see a lot of people in a lot of pain. And I'm getting really tired of getting online and seeing one more person who took themselves out. So I had to ask myself, is this something I should talk about? This is a heavy thing. This is not what I'm known for. This is not why people come and check out what I'm up to hear me crying in a microphone. That's not what's supposed to be happening right now. But I genuinely deeply care about you, and I care that the people in my world, in my audience, in my community, anyone around me who's in pain, let's work through this. Let's Okay, people are in pain, so let's work through it. Let's get past it. Let's let that make us stronger and better and happier. Because as happy as you can be, you don't feel that level of happiness unless you really felt those lows. Polarity is so important in everything. It's important in relationships. It's also just important in life. Energy that's flatline, where you're just kind of okay all the time, there's no polarity in that. It's just very flat. But when you have waves of energy and you have motion, that's where real fulfillment comes from. So if you are feeling really shitty, if you have been really depressed, if things have been very heavy and dark for you, I want you to know right now that that's a great sign that your happiness is going to be so much bigger. I'm not telling you like, hey, yay, let's do this bipolar thing. We're way up and we're way down. That's its own thing. I'm just talking about natural endorphins and true joy that you can experience. And I want to help you get through that. I'm going to give you 5 things to think about on how you can pull yourself out of a funk, put yourself back on track, get your mind right, and work through these challenges rather than letting them take you down. My intention is also to give you subtle changes, so this is not some big mega project that you're taking on, okay? The first thing is to pay attention to how you speak about yourself. Really start listening to your thoughts. Rather than just having them and letting them roll around up there, I want you to actually pull yourself back a little bit as if it's a third party and observe yourself. What are you saying to yourself? How are you talking to yourself or about yourself in your own mind? What kind of lies are you telling yourself on the regular? Because I guarantee that the more those thoughts come up, the louder they get. And the louder they get, the more you believe them. And the more you believe them, the heavier life gets. And that's where things go way off the rails. Pull back. Take a look at what you are saying to yourself in your own mind. Don't worry about changing it yet, but catch it. You have to see it before you can change it. When you are in the habit of seeing it and you understand, okay, I'm being kind of an asshole to myself, that's when you get to choose a different thought. But first you have to see it. The second thing is to take responsibility without shaming yourself. To see how you got here, understand that it's your choices that got you here. Yes, other people are involved. Yes, other choices were made by other people that you have no control over. But you still have enough control that you are the master of your life. You are the artist. This is your canvas. You are the musician. This is your song. You are the one creating your life and every single part of it. So you have to take responsibility for that. So if you don't like it, the good news is you can fucking change it. But you have to take on the responsibility, like, I did this. Other people were involved, and I still made all the choices that got me here. Because when you can take that responsibility, now you have the power to make the change. If you don't take responsibility, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always in somebody else's hands. But no, this is in your hands. But this is also not the place to shame yourself and degrade yourself, to berate yourself. This is not what we're doing. This is where you go into like, okay, I made these choices. This is where it got me. Yeah, I could have made better choices, but I did the best I could in that moment, or that's just what I wanted to do, so here we are. No shame in the game, baby. But own up to it. The third thing is to aim for alignment over approval. What's best for you? What do you want? When you have given over all of your choices to the people around you, to your boss, to your family, to your husband, to your wife, you can forget what you want. You can lose touch with the choices that you would prefer because you're constantly deferring to everybody else. And so you're in a habit of just numbing yourself and ignoring what your choices would be, what your desires are. This is particularly true with people in caretaking jobs. They're just so good at just taking care of other people that they've completely lost touch with what they need. And a lot of times those choices are made because they're looking for approval. They want to be a good person. I know a lot of us grew up in that mindset of like, well, be nice, behave yourself. You need to be nice to people. We've been subdued by language, by parents, like the way we grew up. Like, we have to behave and we have to conform. And so we just kind of lost touch with what we really want and what we really want to do. Obviously, we have to live in society, so you can't go bananas. You still have to like function in a communal situation and learn how to listen to your desires. Learn how to decide what you want. So a small exercise in this is just if somebody's like, what do you want for dinner? Or like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Be decisive, even especially if you're not really a decisive person. This is a good place to practice it. What do you really want? And make choices based on what's true for you and how you really feel and how you think of yourself. And align yourself to those choices rather than making choices to make other people happy. All that comes of that is resentment and a life of regret. Don't be that guy. Don't be that chick. Don't do it. What do you want to do? Alignment over approval. This next one piggybacks a little bit off the last one, where you're going to stop negotiating your boundaries. No can be a complete sentence. That doesn't work for me can be a complete sentence. This particularly applies to the nice ones who are constantly saying yes to things when they really don't want to. And I promise you, this goes back to that whole life of resentment and regret thing. Can we just not do that? If you just have to embrace the idea that some people are going to think you're an asshole, just like, that's fine. Who dies if that happens? No, nobody. Everything's fine. Practice setting a boundary and then holding it, and do something easy. Do something like, I'm not going to eat after 6 p.m. Right? That's not a big deal. This is it, and this isn't a boundary with another person, because this is practice for when you do need to put down boundaries for another person. If somebody asks you to do something, hey, can you go bring these things to the school? Can you pick up this person from practice? Whatever the example could be in your life. And it's really going to be hard for you to pull it off. Like, could you do it? Maybe. But it's going to cause all this stress and stuff. Just be like, you know what? It's going to be really hard for me to pull that off this time. And I'm really sorry, but I can't do that. That's not going to work for me. That really does get you out of a lot of things. You know what? That just doesn't work for me. I use that a lot. And all of that ties into the most important one. I saved it for last. Keep your promises that you make to yourself. Stick to your word. Do what you say you're going to do. Maybe it'll take you a while. Maybe sticking to your word is not something that can happen right now. Let me give you an example. It was probably 2020 when I wanted to start a podcast. It is currently 2025. So in 2020, I wanted to start a podcast. What would I have talked about? I don't know. That's probably why I didn't start. Even today, I'm like, what should I talk about? I don't know. But apparently when I open my mouth, stuff comes out. So, I mean, here we are. I have wanted to do this for so freaking long. I don't know why I want to do it. I don't actually think I have anything particularly important to say. I just have felt in my body, my bones, my gut, every part of me has wanted to do this. I can't tell you why. It doesn't even matter. And it took me 5 freaking years to get here. But I did it. I did it. If nobody listens to this, I'm not kidding you, I mean this, I swear on everything. If nobody listens to this video that I'm making right now, if I even didn't post, well, I have to post it. If I put this out and I get 0 views, but it's published, I'm happy. I'm happy because I did it. Because I said I wanted to. I said it was important to me. I don't know why it's important to me. I just wanted to do it. And so I took 5 long years to do it. And here we are. I've never been more proud of myself. And I say that, and I have a family. I've run a marathon. Like, I've done some things. And this is a huge life accomplishment for me. And maybe nobody will listen to it. I don't even care. It's because I said this mattered to me. Do what you say you're going to do. If you say, I want to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, bitch, if you hit that snooze, hit it one time. Give yourself permission. Like, okay, I know I want to hit the snooze. So I'm going to hit it one time. And if it gives me an 8-minute snooze, then I'm going to set it like 5 minutes early. Do I sound like I have some experience with this? Because I do. Get up when you say you're going to get up. Stop eating at night when you say you're going to stop eating at night. If this is a very difficult thing for you to do, start small. Stuff that doesn't really matter, stuff that's not a hard choice for you. And it's like a muscle that you just continue to do it, and it gets stronger and stronger, and you can do bigger and better things. I wanted to share all of these things with you because I absolutely want you to be happy. I want you to feel fulfilled. I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to be able to pull yourself out of those really dark times, because I'm telling you, every conversation, I go to the dog park, I talk to my neighbors, I talk to friends, I talk to family. Every single person I've talked to is going through hell right now. And that means that probably everybody on the internet is going through the same stuff. And I am pleading with you to get up and get out of that situation, that physical space when you are in those heaviest moments that you've ever been in. I have been in one myself, and the voice in my head said, get up and leave. Get up, leave, 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 leave. And I was like, okay, where am I going to go? Leave, leave. Doesn't matter where you go. Leave. Go somewhere. Get up and move. Moving your physical body. Your emotions stay in the physical body. I could talk about that all day. I am an expert on the physical body, and it's not just sex. I have an extensive education on the human body and energy and all of these things. So when you move location, when you change your physical state, you can move those emotions through. So if you are in a spot like that, please just physically move yourself, go somewhere else, and then clear your head, put on some music to change the vibration around you. And then please listen to the things that I just said. Paying attention to how you speak to yourself, taking responsibility without shame, alignment over approval. Stop negotiating your boundaries and use the words no, and that doesn't work for me, all day, every day. And for the love, keep your promises to yourself. I don't know if those things would have saved the people that have unalived themselves. I don't know if that would have made a difference for them. I feel like it would. I've seen it help people who are in those mental states. I've seen people who are in a lot of pain who've been able to survive it and pull out of it. And the highs from lows like that are really high, and they can be really beautiful. Life gets better. It really, really gets better. when you can let go of your expectations or your thoughts about how things should be, and you can just release all of that expectation of how you think things should be or how they were supposed to play out or any of that, and just embrace how things are now and what it is, and enjoy it for that fleeting moment that you have, life just gets easier and a lot more fun. I hope that life for you is about to get a lot more fun. And I promise that more episodes coming up are going to be lighter than this one, but there will be some like this. I care very much about mental health. As I've already told you, I struggle with that at times myself, but that's why I know these things. That's how I know how to snap out of it. And in general, I am a really happy person. But even the really happy people have hard days. I have hard days. And I know you have hard days, and I want to help you get through them. So if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them here. You can always message me. If you have ideas for future episodes or anything you'd like to hear me talk about, please share that there as well. Thank you for being here with me. Please subscribe. I look forward to having you join me here again on In the Thick of It.